up, kitten cats? So it is Sunday, July 10th, and we are back for a much awaited episode of the Wonder Woman Wake Up Call series. So this series is, if you're new to this channel, hi, welcome, glad to have you. But this series is dedicated to what I have, the mentality that I've developed over the last couple of years, that I've coined my Wonder Woman mentality. And it was sparked, I say this in every episode, it was sparked by a radio interview I did back in 2014 where I was asked if I could give young girls one piece of advice, what would it be? And I said, become your own Wonder Woman. Don't rely on the energy of the outside world to fuel you. Find what makes you strong and what makes you awesome and run with it. So this series is dedicated to helping you guys discover your inner Wonder Woman or your inner Superman or whatever. So it's Sunday, it's no makeup Sunday, and it's been a hot minute since I recorded one of these episodes, but I was in my kitchen and I was thinking, and I was like, oh my gosh, I just got inspired for an episode. So I had to sit down and record it right now. I jotted down some notes and here we are. So today I want to talk about being yourself. And so I guess I'll kind of just jump right in. I don't really have like an eloquent lead-in for this one today. When I was in high school, in typical, cliche high school girl fashion, we had our planners that the school gave us every single year, and instead of writing my homework in, I still wrote my homework in there, don't get me wrong, but I would doodle in there a lot, especially during study hall. And one thing that I remember I doodled all the time was a phrase that came out to the effect of, stop apologizing for being yourself because the time you spent repenting for your truth could have been spent living it. And so I just want to talk today about being yourself and living your truth, and something that I've thought about so much, because I've gotten a lot of people that, leave comments or to come talk to me at expos and say just thank you for being yourself. Thank you for unapologetically being yourself. Thank you for being who you are. And it's really gotten me thinking, why is being yourself such a radical notion in our society? I'm gonna get choked up during this episode. Like, this really gets me fired up. But why is being yourself such a radical notion in our culture? That's so poisonous, especially for young people, that the idea that just living out who you are is something to be celebrated. Isn't that what we're all supposed to be doing, is being ourselves? That's what I thought life was for, but I get it, especially when I was growing up, and I don't know, how young some of the people are that watch me, but regardless of your age, being yourself is still hard. When I was little, like elementary school little, I was teased for being smart, for being, admitted into the gifted program or for anything like that. So I grew up ashamed of being smart. I grew up ashamed of my brain. And then if you guys didn't know, I was a performer when I grew up as well. I was a singer, as well as a dancer, and I did musical theater. But I remember I did my school's talent show every year. And one year I remember hearing that someone said regarding my performance, well, she just walked up to the mic and looked really confident, and I just didn't like it. So I was ridiculed for being confident, and so that dwindled my confidence. I was like, okay, maybe I should like cool it. And there's a difference between confidence and arrogance, and as a performer you have to be confident, and as a human you have to be confident, but not arrogant. I don't think I was ever an arrogant performer, but anyway. But yeah, they said I was too confident when I approached the mic, so I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be confident, like, but no, you should be. And I've always been told I'm like a really intense person. I've gotten intimidating a lot. So sometimes, even to this day, I feel the need to apologize for being so intense and passionate about things. And then I realize that, my passion, my intelligence, my confidence, those are who I am. And I gotta turn the page, I jotted down some notes here. But being intense and passionate, it's helped me to achieve every goal that I've ever set for myself. But it has also helped me learn how to love the people in my life, how to love them harder and on a deeper level. And, you know, being book smart, it helped me not only like make it through high school, graduate, you know, with honors, with a good GPA, whatever, helped me get into college, all of that stuff. 31 on my 30 on my ACT. There was a 30. But being book smart in terms of my passion now, which is fitness, being book smart helped me make good decisions on my fitness journey instead of falling prey to the typical, you know, industry scams because I was intelligent, and because I was fairly well educated when I started out. So not only has my intelligence helped me, but it's also helped me to help, you know, the clients that I have. My knowledge gave me the ability to start taking on clients and getting certified and all of that stuff, and pursuing a degree in kinesiology, sports science, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it's my intelligence has led me to be able to help my clients. I'm sorry, this is so convoluted. Like, I'm outside and it's really distracting. And you know, my loudness, figuratively, it gets criticized. That's for darn sure. But I've learned that living and speaking my truth may very well help someone else do the same for themselves. And as somebody that grew up suppressing who they are, being ashamed of that, feeling bad about who I was, you know, feeling bad for being smart, feeling out of place for being smart, feeling maybe I shouldn't be confident, or, you know, maybe I should just tone down my intensity. That's important to me, to tell people that it's okay to be who and what you are. So, you know, you're going to be criticized and you're going to be ridiculed no matter what you choose to do. And there will always be someone who thinks you would be better if you were this way or if you did this. There's always going to be a construct. There's always going to be like this constructed image of you that somebody else has that you don't fit because it's not your truth. You know, there's always going to be somebody who thinks you're either too much or you're not enough. But when you live fully and unapologetically as yourself, those people don't matter, because the most beautiful and wonderful people come into your life and they celebrate you too. And I've experienced that firsthand. You know, when I was trying to hide who I was, when I was apologizing for who I was, my friendships and my relationships were not great. They were completely subpar. But you know, when I spent time alone and like got back in touch with who I was, you know, when I was starting college, I think was when that big transformation kind of really occurred. When I rediscovered myself and started being that's when my relationships started improving. So, you know, these amazing, wonderful people come into your life and they celebrate you too. And most importantly, you get to celebrate yourself. If you're apologizing for who you are, if you're trying to hide who you are, if you're trying to suppress who you know you are inside of you, you're not celebrating yourself. You're doing the exact opposite. But when you decide to live your truth, your life is literally like a party every day. I mean, yeah, there's, you know, mundane, boring, routine things that I do, but I love my life every single day, regardless of what happens. And that's not to say that there's not hard times and that I don't go through bad stuff too, or that I don't get down sometimes too. But at the end of the day, when I put my head on my pillow, I'm happy with who I am, the decisions that I make, the people that I have in my life, where I feel like my life is going, all of that. So don't apologize for being who you are. You know, there's a time and a place to apologize for things, like things that we do wrong, and we all have faults. That's a given. No human is perfect. I am not perfect. My mom is not perfect. My best friend isn't perfect. You're not perfect. Like, Beyonce isn't even perfect, I promise. But as hard as that is to believe. But I find that growing and, you know, overcoming our faults is a lot easier when we're not chained by someone else's expectations of us. You know, because if you're always trying to live up to somebody else's expectation or, you know, fit somebody else's image of who you should be, it's hard to grow because your growth, like, trying to be who they want you to be is always going to change, so you really have no control over that. So you might as well, TLDR, you might as well just be your damn self. It's a lot easier to grow that way. And then when you do grow, it comes from inside of you, and that's authentic. And that's true. There's a Mark Jacobs quote. What is it? I'm gonna look it up. I think it's let's do what we love and do a lot of it. Yeah, just be your freaking selves, guys. Hold on, I'm looking up this quote. Yeah, let's do what we love and do a lot of it. So I want to have, like I said in past episodes, I want to have journal prompts with this series. So my prompt for you for today that you can put in your Wonder Woman workbook, that's what our journals are called. This is the one that I have. I use this one a lot for like YouTube videos and stuff. I got this at Target, but specifically for the Wonder Woman ones. But what are qualities about yourself that you love, or activities that you love? And have you ever felt pressured to apologize for those or hide those in order to be more accepted by, your friend group or by your family or by society or by social media or whatever? Things that you felt that you need to hide in order to be more accepted. And then, what is your truth about who you are, where you want to be, what you want to do, where you want to go? What is your truth, and how can you live that more fully? Because that's the Wonder Woman life, and that is the life that you deserve to live, and that I hope you are brave enough to live, because for whatever reason, in today's society, it's still considered brave to be who you are, when I think that should just be everyday practice. But yeah, alright. So I have this big goofy smile on my face because I'm actually just really happy that I got an episode, like, inspiration. I think I said this in the last one, but there's really no schedule with these, just because I only make them when I'm genuinely inspired to share something with you guys. I'm not gonna lie, that's been hard for me lately. But, I think part of why it's been hard is because of what I talked about today with being yourself, and letting your voice be heard, your true authentic voice. I don't know, I've just felt, I've struggled with expressing that lately, because sometimes I feel like a lot of times when I say, like, I feel like I can never say anything 100% perfectly right, and then I'm like, yeah, no, you can't say anything 100% perfectly right, and that's okay. Say it anyway. We're all gonna mess up. We're all gonna stumble. We're all gonna fall. But that doesn't mean that you have to be silent. But anyway, I could go on about that for forever. So yeah, live your true authentic self. That's who you're like I said, find what makes you strong, what makes you awesome, and run with it. And live your truth unapologetically every single day, because the time you spent repenting for your truth could have been spent living it. So that is my No Makeup Sunday Wonder Woman mentality episode for the day. And I love you guys, and I hope you're having a wonderful Monday. I'm gonna try and have this up by Monday. Hopefully that wasn't a lie. But yeah, I will see you in the next episode. If you like this, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment below, and subscribe. I love you so much. Bye.